Hi friends, this is Miss Seethal back again with yet another useful video on collocations. IELTS listeners often face difficulties when it comes to collocations, which can be defined as the natural combination of words or the correct arrangement of words in a sentence. When it comes to IELTS writing test 2, IELTS test takers should make the most of collocations to boost the IELTS writing score. This means that IELTS learners should not only learn individual words by themselves, but also focus on what other words they are used with. This video has some useful collocations to build up your vocabulary and maximize your IELTS score. So let's get started. The collocations that I'm going to discuss in this video will be very useful for your writing task too. So our first word partners is burning issues. Its meaning is something that people have strong opinions about and think is very important. One example sentence is, one of the burning issues of the day is terrorism. So notice the usage of burning issues here. So instead of writing important issues, I have replaced that term with burning issues. So if you're using such type of high-level collocations in your essay, then it is guaranteed that you'll get a 7 or higher in your writing test too. The second one is in dire need of. Its meaning is need something desperately. When we need something desperately, we say that we are in dire need of something. So let's see an example. The destitute children are in dire need of help. Here, the destitute children means that poor children. Okay, destitute is a synonym for poor. So the poor children are in dire need of help, which means that they are in desperate need of help. Next term is widespread acceptance. Its meaning is accepted by many people. Let's see an example here. However, this school of thought has not won widespread acceptance among people, which means that this school of thought is not accepted by many people. Okay. Next word partners are a classic example of. Okay, its meaning is simple. Its meaning is a typical example of. Okay, so there are several occasions in which we have to use some examples in our writing task too. So instead of writing for example or for instance, we can make use of this high-end collocation. Let's see an example. This is a classic example of bureaucratic inefficiency. Here, bureaucratic means that anything related to government can be called as bureaucratic. Okay. Now let's have a look at some of the collocations that is anything in contrast or anything that we have to use for a negative implication. Okay, there are 4 of them. The first one is contrary to, which is in conflict with. Let's see an example to make it more clearer. So it is contrary to the popular belief, which means that it is against the popular belief. So instead of using against, we can use contrary to. Okay, and the next one is contrasted sharply with. And its example sentence is, government's actions contrasted sharply with their promises. Okay, so which means that government's actions are opposite to that of their promises. Okay, now let's see the next one. Lost its credibility. Okay, and the example sentence is, after the recent scandal, the government has lost its credibility, which means that after the recent scandal, the government has lost its trustworthiness. Right, and the last one is attracted criticism. Its meaning is attracted disapproval. Okay, and the example sentence is, the government's action attracted widespread criticism, which means that it's not accepted worldwide, which means that it is the people are against it. Okay, so the government's actions attracted widespread criticism. The next useful collocation is a regardless of. Its meaning is irrespective of. There are 2 examples which will help you to make it more clear. Example number 1 is, the allowance should be paid regardless of age or income. Okay, which means that the allowance should be paid to all. irrespective of their age or income. Okay. And example number 2 is the law requires equal treatment regardless of a race, religion, or sex. Okay, or equal treatment should be given irrespective of the race, religion, or sex. So this instead of using this irrespective of, we use here regardless of. Keep in mind the word regardless of. It will be helpful for you in your writing in several occasions. The 6th one is flooding the market. Its meaning is to make such a large number of goods or services available for sale that cannot be sold and the price then falls. Okay, which means that there are a large number of goods and services available for sale, but that cannot be sold, and ultimately its price falls. That is the meaning of flooding the market. Okay, let's see an example. Cheap imported goods are flooding the market. Okay. The 7th one is hard and fast rules. Its meaning is defined, fixed, and invariable rules. Okay. So let's see an example. There are no hard and fast rules for teaching computers to children, which means that there isn't any fixed rules for teaching computers to children. So instead of using this simple term fixed, we use hard and fast rules. The 8th one is sovereign remedy. Its meaning is excellent or outstanding remedy. Okay, so the meaning of sovereign is excellent or outstanding. Let's see an example. Education was seen as a sovereign remedy for all social evils. The 9th word is since time immemorial. Its meaning is that it has been happening for many centuries. Okay. Anything that has been happening for many years or centuries can be called as since a time immemorial. Okay, let's see examples. Example number 1. Since time immemorial, there has been the belief that there are good and bad places to live. Okay, and the second example is from time immemorial, man has learned to extract this precious metal from Mother Earth. This sentence means that man has been doing this practice, that is extracting the precious metals from earth for several years. So instead of saying several years, we used the phrase from time immemorial. Okay, which is a band 8. The 10th and the last collocation is take precedence over. Its meaning is to take priority over or be considered more important than, outweigh, supersede, prevail over. All these are synonyms for taking precedence over. Let's see example sentences. Example number 1. Artistic integrity should take precedence over economic considerations. Okay, which means that artistic excellence should be given more priority than economic considerations. Okay, now the second one is business people often think that fluency and communication take precedence over grammar when speaking. Okay, they think that fluency and communication is considered to be more important than grammar when speaking. So instead of using more important than, we can use this beautiful phrase, take precedence over. I hope that this short video is helpful for you, and try to use all these in your writing task too. And make sure that you press the bell icon so that you will not miss any of my videos. Okay, see you later.